Okay. Hey, this is another episode of Candace Michelle Views, where I give my opinion on what I am viewing on any mainstream media platform that you could think of. Hey, hey, Never Hungry Again. What's up? It's been a little bit a while, so I'm happy to be back to start talking to some of the people that I've always, have my lives with. So thank you for being here. What's up, Carmar and D? How everybody's doing? Yeah, just jumped up here. Cause I haven't been here for a while, so I just wanted to put some content up. So this is gonna be like just random, rants about certain celebrities. It's so much to talk about, so I'm just picking certain topics. It's a lot going on with deaths. I think another one happened today, one happened yesterday, the day before. Um, I don't know if this is happening to regular people, but in the celebrity world, I don't know if they're sickly people with money. But you already know what already know what really possibly could be going on. In my opinion, um, this I think that some happened like with the batch of drugs, and as they showed that on the news, that it's like a lot of fentanyl being found. So, if you're doing these kind of drugs, I think this is the year that you might just have a heart attack or have, in my opinion, um, you gotta, I think that they're cracking, like, it's hard, like, I think it's like on purpose, deliberately. Like, at this moment, things gotta come to a halt. And if you're not coming to a halt on certain stuff, they're putting deadly things in that stuff, and then people that can't control their habits, certain habits, it might be a costly situation for them. That's in my opinion. Of what I'm trying to like really see is just seeming that it's like a lot of heart attacks and things like that, and people are trying to blame it on this, but it's probably a lot of people that's on hard stuff, and at this time the work ain't no good, because this is biblical times and a lot of their crops aren't good. So I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of the drug as well is no good, but they don't want to lose the money. So these are things that they probably understand. But anyway, I'm not going to get into that because I am like monetizing my lives now. So I'm going to be very try to behave myself almost, and only while I'm monetizing the lives, like sometimes whatever, because I don't plan on saying anything too risque or whatever. But in my opinion, there's a lot of things going on. I believe with Ricky Smiley's son, and a lot of other people. Of course, I want to talk about the marching for this guy named something Nichols. Now I don't know. They're trying to compare it to like Rodney King. So this is when I start to think like Hollywood all the time, because there's a lot of Hollywood things going on, especially with Rodney King, and now there's something Nichols, like Nickel. It's just like a lot. It's a lot, and people are not understanding at all how a lot of it could be crisis, and I know it's like a lot of black people, so they just don't believe that they're also crisis actors as well. But this is up to people. But when they start to compare it to like things like that, like Rodney King, and then like everybody, like all these celebrities just jump out of nowhere, like who PRs is telling them to jump out of nowhere and say, hey, you could talk on this subject, because there's a lot of things that happen and nobody. It's like a lot of deaths and stuff that happen all the time, and it's never like no platform for it. Like that's how you could tell it's like the real deaths. You be like, oh, this person really got killed. Something happened to this person for real. It don't be nobody there to like give like a speech or like have like all these political people involved, and then you got the celebrities tagging in like, oh, come and walk in March, and it's like, okay, like I'm starting to get deja vu here. Like this isn't Selma. This isn't Selma all over again. Like like let's walk across the bridge and run back and stuff like that. Like it's just so creepy. It's starting to become creepy. So I don't know if people get that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to talk about those topics, but I don't want to get too involved, because I always think that things on certain platforms, and then people just, you could just tell when something is like, I don't know if it's staged or if they're really sacrificing. So, like some people that be like, hey, we're choosing your family and he's going to get to go to the kingdom of who knows what. And, they really are doing things to these people to make these videos real. But I doubt that as well. I don't see much with, I believe that it's more real than a lot of Hollywood is involved. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of Hollywood going on. So anyway, yeah, I just want to, yeah. So here we go with his name is Tyree Nichols, something like that. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna skip that right now and talk about the little celebrity rant. So we're gonna recap on my last live because you already know I love to talk about my last lives and how I feel like they steal from me. And as soon as I talk about my last live topics were about Kanye, and you see how he popped out and was he after I said he was Chinese, he popped out and married someone that could be Russian, Chinese. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, that's not the point. The point of what I was saying like also that, going forward, as far as history goes, California is going to be going through some things. And then you see what happened in California recently. We have two different massacres over there. And it was in the results of, I think, both individual massacres, I think was in the results of an Asian descent shooter. Am I wrong? And everybody was like all shocked and surprised that the guy was Asian. I think both different occasions, the guy was Asian. And it was in California. I think one of them was in San Francisco. I think 7 people died or something like that. So I kind of like said that before it happened that next week. Not saying that I'm predicting it, but I just said that like massacres is going to happen in California with their weather and a lot of severe things there, because that's just the way it was biblically. But I don't think a lot of people are dying the way how it was like in history. I think they're just like with these mass murdering with like these assault weapons. It's kind of like a homage to, what I'm saying. So this is why I was saying that about California. And obviously these things occurring this like last week after my live, I just thought it was weird. Like, okay, so they are doing these weird massacres and things like that. So anyway, step forward to also me talking about like the future with like the boom. I don't like to say bombs, but like the booms. So they come out with a show on HBO, and I love HBO. A lot of HBO shows are really, really good. Always like a nice quality show that where the characters make sense and they dwell well together. A lot of HBO shows just are good to me. So anyway, it's a new show called This Is the Last of Us or This Is Us. Let me see. Literally saying starting in Boston. I mean, the guy was coming from Texas or whatever, and all the stuff happened in Texas. But then they ended up in Boston into like some safe haven or whatever after whatever a sickness or whatever is spreading. They're just pushing this sickness narrative because now it's coming into, when we was growing up, it was like other narratives, but now like that we're going in towards the future. They're sticking with like these sickness narratives or whatever, like where people are being sick. And now, mind you, just recently they said that they added a lot of, migrants or whatever. Recently, I think they let in like 100 or something thousand. So this show literally starts off in like 2023 in Boston, which is literally this year. So I just thought it was weird, and it's like I literally, if you watch the beginning of the show, they show that the doctor was saying to just bomb. She's like, oh, and I think it happened like in China. It started off in China. And she was like, oh, just bomb, just boom everything, just boom. And I'm like, why would she even suggest that, like, in the show? I was just like, that was weird that she just was like, oh, just boom everybody because it's just too late or whatever. And then anyway, I guess, like, it spilled over in America, and that's what the show was about. And then they're, like, literally taking people temperatures and, so it's just weird stuff like going to the future, and I just was explaining that same stuff like it's literally biblical where it started in Texas and they ended up in Boston and it's going to be coming down through the South and blah blah blah. And it's just like, as they say in 2023, like it's just a matter of time going forward. These are going to be weird times, so I'm advising people to like have a brain a little bit, not take it not in fear factor, but just like understand that don't continue to think everything is going to be the same, because the the storyline is not going to stay the same. Your mindset could be the same, but the storyline is not staying the same. So if you're not going to be getting with the future of the storyline, then I don't know what to tell you. I'm kind of here to help people out with that kind of stuff because I'm good at futuristic things. I'm just really good at it. So anyway, that's that, right? So I'm gonna try to look for the show. And I also wanted to talk about Laura London. So let me look at for the show's name. Yeah, just wanted to find the show really quick. Yeah, and did y'all see the attack on Paul Pelesi's husband? Like, these people are on, these people are on some stuff, some hard stuff, like I said, and it looked like a weird party was going on, and then the police just let that, like, it was just weird. With Pelesi's husband getting hit with a hammer. And I mean, I don't know how hard he hit that guy with a hammer because he never woke back up. But anyway, I'm gonna get to that. I'll get to that video. I think we'll see. But I just thought that was weird. I was just like, wow, like the police are just literally gonna watch these two with a hammer. Then he hits him with a hammer, and then it just seemed like they were in their underwear. So it was just like a lot going on. Oh, and did you guys see? Also, Beyonce has been made, and I don't know if she always has been, but remember when I was telling you about this lady, Madame Tussauds, like her history in like Italy and stuff like that, and how they. So I just feel like sometimes when they get to this point with Madame Tussauds or whatever, I feel like sometimes it's the real like thing, and it's like just a wax, like they waxed them, just like the movie. I believe the movie was called Wax House or something, and it had Paris Hilton in it, and they was really putting people in wax. But anyway, I just feel like something when they say that they made it there, I feel like they are no longer with us. Just if they are still were alive, I believe when they get to like Madame Tussauds, it's like they're not alive anymore. Like that's their real body in wax. Like that's my opinion. When you research her and her family and their history about executions and stuff in Italy, it's just like weird. That history is just weird. As far as executions go. Um, yeah, I wanted to find the name of the show. Yeah, I be having mad stuff in here. I don't know. Okay, yeah. Okay, I can't find it. I don't know why I got so much stuff in here. It's just weird. I don't. Is somebody getting handcuffed? Okay, this is the guy that was getting handcuffed. From that killed 7 people. I believe this guy. He's like some Asian guy. So that's one of them. His name was Chun Li Zoe or something like that. Hey, everybody. I don't know who else is here. Super Chunky B. Thank you for being here. The Bullets Daddy Show 2.0. Okay. If you got a show, I would click on your name later and check your channel out. Ice Chain. Ice Chain. Okay. And thanks for being here, y'all. What's up? And Dre Brands. So anyway, so I'm just ranting, just going over some things. I wanted to talk about Laura London, and I believe a couple roles that she's playing. She played in a movie recently, and I just feel like, sometimes Laura London is like, iffy when it comes to the whole Nipsey thing, and you know how people always do certain things so they could get more things going on for their, life and role. Laura London, I believe father is Jewish and her mother's black, and I don't think she has any connection with her mother. I believe she's more with her father family, which is like her white Jewish side, whatever. Anyway, I do believe that it's a recent a girl named Lady London, and she came out with like a song that is like all viral, and people were like, doing like little TikToks to it and stuff like that. And I do believe like that possibly could be a role Laura London is playing, which is Lady London, and also that she was playing in these new movie, and they say that she had a twin. And I was just like, because people have already been saying how many roles she's played. And then it's like they're trying to like make mockery of like, and then use the twin concept in the movie. Like he literally said like, oh, this is your twin. Like when he got in the car or whatever. I'm going to show a clip of that too. I'm going to show a clip of that. But I just feel like they're just biting off of the concept that like, yeah, I believe that they are incubator. Possibly Lady London could be just, because it's like, come on, if they're not exactly the same person, they could be incubator, same product group of people that they seem to have going on. And it's not just them. It's just like, they have these set groups of people where it's just like a lot of them just look exactly like, and they're probably making them by the quadrules or whatever. So and they're probably very aware that they're all like weirdly related that in that kind of source, in that kind of system in their gated communities, and always acting like they're getting on by accident, but they're really like involved with like CIA, military, blah blah blah, church, all kinds of different descents of certain regions of the world. If you're living in the certain regions, and they have these little pacts going on. But anyway, at this point, the American Negro should be very aware of how we are super like kept out. They will never admit that we have been here forever and we're not going anywhere. Like a lot of people that go places, like they're like almost a half foot back from where they're from, because like the economy is so high that a lot of people are like moving and going other places. Like, and it's like the American Negro gonna be homeless on the street because we got really nowhere to go but these couple of 9, 10 states, 13 barely state. We mostly like 9. Going up the DMV and stuff that far. So it's like a lot of people they're going out and they're like outskirted out like towards like Washington, Montana, going out to like New Mexico. Like nobody's Negroes ain't moving there. So, and then it's like they're almost like halfway back to even from the country they're from. You understand what I'm saying? Like they're like halfway foot in the water going back to towards the, wherever. I don't even want to get too far into that. But you just notice that. Excuse me, I got like a lot of phlegm going on. I was sick recently on my birthday. I literally got sick the day before my birthday. I don't even know how I got sick, because I really don't go nowhere. So I was pissed off that I got mad sick, and it just feel like everybody that I know or talk to seem like they got sick this or last week or this week, and it seemed like too many people get sick at the same time, and a lot of people don't even know how they get sick because some people are not even going nowhere. So I'm thinking it's literally like the 5G situation. Like I think they like turn it up, and if you literally go outside or even just be around a lot of this electronics, it kind of could get you a little bit sick. And I'm just throwing that out there. Like I think the sickness is literally coming from these 5. Because recently I've been getting like alerts saying, hey, you could just link onto something and upgrade to the 5G, like, so it's accessible. So I've been getting a lot of alerts saying, hey, the 5G is accessible. And I just feel like it was weird that the time that I'm getting these alerts saying, hey, the 5G is accessible to use, upgrade and do all these things, and I got sick, and it was like a bad like little flu, like where I still like have like a little bit, it's just feel like a lot of phlegm is in my lungs and stuff. So I just like feel like it's the same sickness, and it's not like a cold, but it's like a runny nose, and but a lot of phlegm, coughing, phlegm situation. Like it's more attack on the lungs. So I've noticed that, and I've noticed a lot of people was complaining about getting sick and having the same phlegmy kind of sounds, like their throat sound congested, like their chest sound congested. So just be careful. I've been doing a lot of juicing, vitamin C. I've been getting a lot of fruits and things like that, and always taking probably a spoon of honey and tea and stuff, especially when I'm sick. That's just fluids, but just be careful, because I do feel like literally it's in the air possibly, and it could be associated to this 5G saying, hey, this is available now, and then like a lot of people just getting sick. But anyway, Yeah, because it's wild out here, and trust me, these shows, the shows that I'm talking about, like they're not saying these things by accident because a lot of these things look like it's like people that's coming in and coming upon us. And you gotta understand, a lot of these people could be very sickly, and a lot of people out of the country and stuff, like they say have worms inside and blah blah blah. Like it's like a lot of things like going on because we can't even drink. So you understand, it's like a lot of things that go on. Not saying that like they're contagious and that they touch you. I don't know what's the rules, and I'm not blaming migrants or something. I'm just saying that the concept of the shows that they're putting out there, and they're just keeping this narrative going, like this is going to be the future going forward, and they're already implicating it in real life, like literally doing real life drills. You gotta understand that this is like a serious attack on humanity, especially in this region that every 85% and more wants to be. For reasons like if you watch the news, they're saying Australia is in a food drought. So I already explained that to y'all that like Europe, like areas in like Iceland, Greenland, a lot of places in Europe, the European region, Faroe Island, all these areas where they eat a lot of and things like that, and what they could grab their hands on, and it's just like, so you got to understand when they, especially when they go through times like this, it's just the same as biblical times when the Pharaoh, hired Joseph to ravish out the bread. Remember, he had him ravishing out the food, and then he let his family come move in, but he had a bunch of brothers. His brothers ghetto. And his family was, from the biblical story of Joseph when he got locked up or something like that. Then the Pharaoh took him because he was somewhat of a prophet, blah, blah, blah. And that's all the same stories of, the same stories of Joseph and Mary. And it's all the same story because remember, Mary is supposed to be Solomon's daughter. And of course, if Joseph comes in and the Pharaoh, it's still AKA the king so I believe that was King George's daughter because he only had a daughter. So anyway, we're not going to get into that. It's all the same stories. Y'all should understand that by now. If you watch my show or watch my lectures, you should understand that all of those stories are leading up to the same story. Like the Adam and Eve story, the Mary and Joseph story, the Osiris and Set and they all have a son and blah, blah, it's all leading to like a Jesus Christ story. And Jesus is G us, like God us, like George us, like it's all leading back to Godfrey George Georgia. So anyway, I'm not going to continue to play with wordplay with all those scenarios. I'm not going to continue to wordplay because as we remember, they all went and took these stories. A scholar had all scholars, people meet up like 100 people. They knew that times were changing and languages were barriers, and they all took these stories. So it's so many different. It's way more stories than just that. It's like the Indian story. They have the Chinese story. It's like a bunch of stories where a virgin woman has a son. Da 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 da. So it's a lot more versions. We just don't know all versions because there's so many different languages. So anyway, and that all leads to the Bible. It's all the original story of Adam and Eve, which is America, because it's like Mary and Cain, America, like Mary, like marry me, like Mary. So you gotta understand when you wordplay with America, this is like Mary Cain, because Mary's first son was Cain, Jesus, George, all the same. Okay, and no matter how they play with the twin situation, it's just the concept of good and evil, like, and it's all, if you have a brain, you will understand every time they show the devil and the angel, it's always on top of one of someone's shoulder. So it's always the individual in which way you tend to play your cards out, right? So it's never like the devil by itself. It's always like usually yourself on your shoulder and yourself on your shoulder talking to your conscience and blah 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 blah, and whatever you decide to do, your body will follow. But anyway, so just understand that it's an attack on humanity. The story is going to stay the same because the outcomes are the same. The outcomes are the same. every cycle. Okay, and they understand very well those cycles, and they keep us entertained because they don't want to know that we're the prize. They don't want us to be aware that like we're the winner. The chicken dinners. How high eggs. Just like saying how high eggs are. It's always an attack on either chicken or eggs. And it's like I think like it's an attack on eggs because like I told you I eat eggs, but I'm not like an egg person. Like I think that's more like an attack on like other races because y'all love to have some boiled egg on a plate. And I don't understand where them boiled eggs be popping up out of nowhere. They pop up on y'all plate. The boiled egg pop up on y'all plate so much that I be scared of a boiled egg at night. I don't like eggs at night. Like I like them for breakfast. I eat them different type of ways. But I usually don't incorporate it with my dinners. Like I don't have it with my meats, and like y'all just be out of control putting boiled eggs on top of dinners. I be like, really, y'all that hungry? Do y'all really need that much protein in this plate? But anyway, whatever. I know people like devil eggs or whatever, but I'm not really a devil egg person. But I could understand that. But some people they're just literally putting eggs. I see a lot of. I'm like, why are they like they cooking it with the meat and stuff, and it's just like fish. They're cooking it with everything, and I'm just like, I don't know. Is that like a culture thing? So I think the price on eggs is like, hey, slow down on eating the eggs. And of course, all the inflation is to help spread out because, like I was telling y'all about the Joseph thing where in biblical times. So right now, our president name is Joseph as well. So he's distributing out the food to like Russia. He's giving them money, and I already told y'all that he's not giving them all this money to buy like clothes and stuff. They're literally gonna buy like artillery and food and stuff, and it's gonna come from our resources because we have the best products, we have the best water, we have the best resources of products. So that's why it's like an inflation because we can't afford to buy a lot of stuff, and of course it's gonna be restocked and being shipped over, and they're gonna be buying all these things up because they don't have nothing anyway, but they have money. They just gave them a lot of money. So anyway, and it's not coincidence that the guy named is Joseph, and he's the one, Joseph Biden, Joe Biden, whatever. His first name is Joseph. So it's the same story of how he was in control of distributing the food when it was during the starving times for people. Everybody was coming and begging Joseph in biblical times, and he was giving out the bread or whatever, rationing out to everybody. And I believe that's the same situation that's going on now. It's not coincidence that this guy named is Joseph as well. And his wife name is Jill. And it's like the spin on the name of Jack, Joseph, John. It's a spin on the name. Anyway, it's real. It's real, like with Donald Trump too and Kanye West, it's all like connected, like with the Chinese Russia, like they all just like with him, like seeing Chinese people massacring things, it's like all connected of what they go through during these biblical times. Anyway, and we just be not knowing what the hell is going on. We thinking 1,000 things because they won't even like really explain those things to people. They're not really explaining like they say stuff. They say it on the news like, "Hey, Australia has a food shortage," but you're not really understanding like the extent of they don't even really have a good food source in the first place. And they do a lot. Everyone really depends on the United States. In the United States, mostly the person that really is paying and working hard is the American Negro. It's like we the ones that are really helping and feeding everybody. If you really think about all the taxes and all the things that we have to deal with when we're paying out all this money for no real reasons, but to kick back to all this economy situations that's going on. It's like literally on our backs. They're not pulling from nobody else's backs, but the American Negro and other people, of course, now that it's so incorporated with other people as well. It's not just us, but it's like we're like the source of the land. So I always gotta always include us because we're nowhere else in the world but here. And this is our main, when you go anywhere in America, you're literally gonna run into a Negro 9 times out of 10, no matter what. Even if you go into neighborhoods where they try to gang up together and be all this, like all Irish or all Jewish or all, whatever, in certain areas, you're still gonna see a Negro here and there. Like it's no, and y'all, even if they be upset and say, "Hey, we don't want them in our neighborhood," it don't matter because like it's literally like a lot of us. So it's like you're always gonna see us, and you could go other places, and you're not literally gonna just run into an American Negro, like some people from like this area. It's just you're not going to see us in other regions. You know what I'm saying? So we do majority here, and if you're getting all the resources and all the money and stuff, majority of here, then you're like literally parasiting and sucking the life out of the majority of our kind, because our kind only is here. We don't live outsourced on the land somewhere, off the grid or certain places. That's not where we dwell. That's not where we can't. I don't know if our kind could even survive because you would have to adapt to those kind of areas. You understand what I'm saying? Those areas is not something that you could just come to like America and do well and say, hey, I could do whatever I want. You can't just go to any area and say, hey, I'm gonna do well here. You might do bad there. You might not know what to touch, what to eat, so people like us have to be we're very like have to be here. So anyway, that's beside the point. Like I said, so unfortunately, I'm gonna always have to advocate and say, hey, they're sucking the life out of us more than anybody, and we literally don't get a good quality of life because most of our lives is just work, 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 and passing it down to everybody going forward. Like we're working, 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 working. No matter what you're doing, you're still going to be working, working, working. A lot of people, they come here and they don't work. Like some people, they understand very well that they're not coming here to work. They understand, so they're doing things to not work and be like trust fund this and put your money in this, and they're showing that stuff on Instagram and stuff now. Like, oh, you can do this, you can do that, even though they know we won't qualify for most of those things. And who wants to take out that many loans anyway when you're gonna have to pay them back, even if you try to file bankruptcy or whatever these little things that the people do to have more cushion for their lives. We mostly American niggas want to be simple and they want to earn their own stuff and they don't want to do all this paperwork money. And that's why a lot of these people are probably getting shit back to their countries and stuff now because they already done cashed out and now they at an age where it's like you can't continue to borrow and now you're gonna have to really start paying back, and they're like selling things and they're going here, they're going there, they're bankrupting, and after a while you can't keep milking these same people with your fake money. So now it seems like they're coming for us. Like, oh, you could come and buy these homes. You come and do this. No, we don't want to do that. We want y'all to go on with your fake insurance and all these things, all these paperwork things where they're making these money. I advise you guys not to try to sign up for those things and get those loans and stuff like that because I feel like that shit is just it's just ways to just put you in a bunch of debt. Like it's like a slave. It's literally a slavery because now you have to literally make sure you're paying them for long periods of time of literally your lifespan. So anyway, I'm not even going to get into that. I hope everybody understands that I feel like most of those things are a scam, and a lot of those people are going back to their country and skipping out, acting like they're dying and stuff like that on their big debts here, and they done had their imaginary credit cards and everything are ramped up, and now they're trying to figure out other things, and then trying to now we don't go nowhere, and they're acting like America's all milked out because they done spent it all on drugs, and I don't know what they have been doing with all the money they accolade from taxes every check. You understand what I'm saying? Like just my money alone, I feel like they should be living it up. Like nigga, you take like 350, 400 every check out of my money, like for to go to the economy all my life. I feel like that they racked up a lot already for me, and and just saying they act like they're like struggling. Like how are you struggling? Just off of me alone, you shouldn't be struggling. You have a lot of my money in taxes calculated from out these years. So I just don't like the government. I don't like the celebrities. I don't like none of these people. I feel like they used up all our money on the weird stuff that they do in life and thought that and then people put them on these pedestals and these pedestals and thought that they should be doing this shit. That they should have been spending all our fucking money on drugs and acting all weird, tattooing names on their foreheads and shit. Like they're so fucking cool. Tattooing all over their face and stuff. So, because they know they don't have to work. And it's like, how do you know you're not going to have to work? Because they are part of these little, these families. Excuse me. I got all of these here, Cole. I'm about to get off of here because I feel like I still have to still nurse myself from like almost it's been 2 weeks now. But anyway, so yeah, they're a part of these little families, so they understand that they like little baby on it. They pretend like they don't know, but they all are a part of these. Like even like the girl Chris Sean, and it's like some girl from TikTok, and she's like, "Oh, I know her," and I'm like, "How would y'all know each other from Baltimore? And y'all like from two different worlds." Like Chris Sean is supposed to be like some ghetto girl, and then the girl from TikTok is supposed to be like some girl like from the suburbs. And she's like, "Oh yeah, like I know you," and they was doing like some little live. And I was like, yo, this shit is so scripted and fake. They're just from the same communities and they get pushed on these platforms not by accident. All these people that got platforms that you see on TikTok, all these people that you see got on YouTube with these platforms, it's not by accident. Most of these people are coming from like the Dominican Republic. They're coming from like Jamaica, this place, that place. Like it's always something going on. Or their parents is like fake drug addicts, really a part of like, certain stuff. And anyway, you guys already know. It'd be like a relative that's always in the something, and they never actually mention that. So these people that's on these platforms are not there by accident. So that's why they could get tattoos all over their face and do whatever they want. And we would literally have to pay all these taxes, and they act like they don't have no fucking money because they're spending all our taxes being drug addicts and weirdos on our backs, acting like they're from the streets and they're from this and that. And it's like it's not entertaining to me at all at this point. No, they're not from nothing but a certain region, and they're just getting put on purpose, like literally not by accident at all. So yeah, I'm not fucking with any of these people. So anyway, well, I'm not messing with any of these people. I don't want to curse. So anyway, back to Laura London. She just recently played the show, and I feel like she played. She's also the girl that rapped. Let me see. I had the song with the Lady Luck. The Lady Luck. I swear I can't never find nothing. Yeah, so the Lady Luck girl, I just feel like if she's not actually Laura London, if she's not actually Laura London, then she's either a twin, one of the twin things, and I believe that she said that in her new video. Maybe I could Google it. Let me just Google it. I don't know, cause I can never find a video. Um, uh, yes, I'm here. Okay. Uh, no, I can't. I find the freestyle. Okay. Yes, I'm here. It's not easy to find stuff. I don't know. I can't find it. Like literally. um, do she have it on her page? Maybe it's on her Instagram. Yeah. Where is it? This is her Instagram. I think it's this right here. Okay. I just literally. Ladies and gentlemen, you remember me? Long time. Shorty lurking on my page, better watch me flow. But hit the boomerang, better watch me slow. Hit the zoom again and let her watch me close. Not supposed to, I'm in your face like hibachi stove. I love dealing with a rich nigga. I love dealing with a rich nigga. See, I'm tripping. Trick bigger. My last name was So, right? So, that's Lady London, right? So, that's Lady London, right? So, I was watching the recent movie, oh, yeah. Here we go. So, I wish I had everything set up, but I don't. It's so good. Let me see. I know I got the movie in here. Because it was boring as hell, too. I did not like that movie. It was so fucking boring. Um, for Laura London, oh my god, I can't find it. I don't know. I can't find nothing. That's sad. Let me see videos. Um, Billy Bro. Okay, that ain't gonna work. I can't find it. Damn, with Laura London in the movie, and she's like literally saying like, "Oh, the girl looked just like me." Like, okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. So I feel like they trying to be funny with me too because like they literally like, "Oh, it's my twin." They're twins. Now, you see what I'm saying? So in the new movie, they're like literally telling her like, "Oh, this girl looks just like you," and she's like, damn, she looked just like me," and he like, "That could be your twin." So I just thought that was weird because I'm like, of course they're gonna use the word twin and not say like clone or like your sister. That could be your sister. No, they're like, "Oh, that's your twin." So it's just like they keep using the word twin because they are twinning out this bitch, and they already know that how many people already said that Laura London plays. Laura London plays, I believe, the girl China that we never saw or heard from again. Um, Nipsey's first baby mother, whatever. Because remember, Laura London was supposed to be broken up with Nipsey at some point, and then they was like, "Oh, we saw Nipsey with his first baby mother," something like that. When Lauren was broken up with him, and then it was like, "Oh, Lauren was like, oh, we back together." It was just some weird something like that. But I feel like they saw Lauren with Nipsey. Not they never saw the first. It's no first one. You understand what I'm saying? So anyway, I just feel like Lauren was playing around that time. If you was following that story, you would know what I'm saying. Like where at some point, I feel like it was a part of the fake story. Like they brought this girl out of nowhere, the China person, and I just felt like Lauren London was playing that role at some point. At some point, or whatever, if they need her to play the role, and then how they was showing somebody running to the hospital. It was just like a lot of fake roles being played. And Nipsey is really from Eritrea, whatever that place is called, Eritrea, whatever that it's in Africa, like by Ethiopia. And his grandmother was on The Price is Right, or whatever, and I believe she just passed away too, whatever. Nipsey's grandmother, like she was on like a lot of shows, and it just seemed and it was, like you could be on a Price is Right, but you could literally tell it was like she was an actor on the show. Nipsey's grandmother, so it's like literally like these people are actors, they're all actors. So I thought that the Lady London Ron just came out around the time where like it seems like Laura London is coming back on the scene, and she's like playing these roles. I believe the other role, I believe Laura London is playing. Somebody said Laura London is playing Aaliyah. I wouldn't say Aaliyah. I wouldn't say Aaliyah. But just talking about Aaliyah though, I do want to talk about how a lot of people are comparing this Beyonce video to Aaliyah video, and it's like going viral on TikTok, and I literally see what they're talking about, where Beyonce was coming out the water, and they literally said her face flashed into Aaliyah like it's creepy. I don't even know why Beyonce would even do a skit like that, knowing that Aaliyah did the same skit when she died, and then the lyrics from that song. And a lot of people on TikTok were like, "Hey, is everybody like paying attention to like?" But anyway, I'm gonna like try to look for that too because that was really eerie. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna look at the video, and the video was creepy because I already told y'all that Beyonce is like this Creole. Them Creole people, they be thinking they know. If you ever watched the movie Harlem Nights with like Eddie Murphy and I believe the girl from A Different World, Yasmin Payne. I don't know what her real name is on. But the lady from that played Whitley on A Different World. And I love Whitley, that's my girl. But she on Harlem Nights she played like that role where she was trying to kill Eddie Murphy. And remember the black woman that shot his toe. She was trying to tell her, she was trying to warn him about the girl. She was like, she Creole, remember? And she from Louisiana, so and that's the same thing. Like the way how they was talking about her in Harlem Nights, I was like, you peep game how how black folks like to talk, and how they was talking about how the role she was playing as Miss Desiree or something like that, but she was playing a Creole girl from Louisiana. So anyway, and she was like, "Oh, you gotta watch them because they do." Remember, Red Fox was telling Eddie Murphy like, "You gotta watch them Creole girls because they do voodoo." And remember, Eve's Bayou, the movie Eve's Bayou, and things like that because they're kind of mixed with the because Louisiana is the port of like the Trinidad Bago, and Trinidad Bago is the port of Spain. So you got to understand all the connections that's coming in from Spain because Spain is like black Spaniards. Don't believe that they all white. That's when the Asians mixed with them. Before the Asians was mixed with them, Spaniards was always black or whatever. So they called them like El Salvador's. Like that's how like the guy from Nature, Nature Boy is like one of them, like Spanish, like and they're like, and that's where I believe the African concept really comes from. It comes from like South America, Caribbean. That's where the cloth and all that African culture really comes from. It comes from back there. But they don't want to really tell you that because the story is spent so we can support the people that ain't got nothing in Europe and the cold regions or whatever, the pits of hell, devils. They have their names is like Hell Mountain and Hell. So I just go with the flow of what they are referencing in this is educational. They reference it in education, so like they literally reference it as like wastelands and blah blah blah, and that's where like people of non-melanation comes start to derive from. So, anyways, yeah, humankind, not humankind. So anyway, there's a lot of mutation stuff going, especially like in the areas where I feel like the Australians and like so it's like a lot of stuff that goes on like very steroidy. Sometimes when you have issues, they give you steroids to make so the birth won't abort itself or whatever. Like so it's like a lot of steroidy thing going. Like you got to put two and two together at some point, to understand what's going on in other places, and so yeah, I forgot what I was. Oh, so yeah, Laura London, I believe, is playing the role of that girl, Lady Luck. I mean, Lady London. If Lady London is not in, I just feel like it's a spin with the rap and with Nipsey, and I feel like Laura London wanted, got rid of, sometimes they do these weird things where it's like, you get, and now I'm gonna get hiring, and I felt like that was gonna happen. I knew she was gonna be doing all these movies, and like I just knew all that was gonna happen. And I know people don't get it, but yeah, it could be a setup situation. Like she is a Sagittarius. Like they don't play, especially the females. The females is like something else. But yeah, like they're like wait, like they tell you, and like I think it's like, oh, it's just a movie. No, like they're really like witches, bro. They're really witches, bro. Like I don't know what the hell these people like. Who knows what's going on? And they're all like super weird times. So anyway, yeah, I feel like that was a good rant. I don't know. Let me see if I got anything else to say about any of these people. Oh, let me just show maybe before I go because I didn't want to stay up here long. I just wanted to come and do some content, and speak to everybody that's up here, and see some of like y'all comments. I do want to read your comments because sometimes I'll be reading your comments after, and I'm like, dang, I wanted to answer some of these things, and I'm gonna start commenting back on some of my pages. Like when y'all leave comments, I usually will comment back. But I've been like really busy because like it was like the holidays and my birthday and all that coming up, so I wasn't really commenting. But I am gonna start commenting back. So don't feel like you don't want to comment because I haven't been commenting or liking anything. It's just because I was a little bit busy recently. But I do want to encourage you guys to leave comments. So I will be commenting back. I will be liking back because I do still read the comments, but I didn't have enough time to like write back. But now I do have time and I'm going to be writing back. So I do encourage to still comment. I'm not ignoring you guys. I definitely read all the comments and I sometimes take pictures of the comments and I want to go over some. Like I do got a couple comments that I might go over, but yeah, don't like stop commenting because I haven't been commenting recently. I was a little busy, but I will be commenting now. So just leave some comments and I'll be answering them and reading them. Yeah, so everybody's chilling. Let me just read some of the comments. Okay, yeah, I haven't been here in a while. Somebody said they searched my page earlier to see if you missed the video. I haven't been here in a while, but I have been trying to come up here more. Unfortunately, I don't like my laptop, so I'm gonna change it and do something else. I just don't know exactly what I'm gonna change it to, so it'll be easier for me to upload, like to get on, like because coming on here is too much of a delay, and I can't even use like what I want to use. So when I do set it up, my other setup when I figure out what I want to get, I'm gonna try to get I think is what is it called where people could join in. So, but I don't want to do it on here because it's too much of a delay on here. So I don't even want to add StreamYard yet. But I do plan on adding StreamYard. Hopefully, people will be joining me, or I can ask people to join me. Whoever wants to join my StreamYard, they could do so in just any topics. If they have people they want me to like, if once I don't have so much of a delay, like if they have like, I know a lot of people have suggestions and be like, oh, this person and that person. I would like to like have you jump up and we'll just look at it together and see what people think, in real time or live. So, I just want to wait till I get a better system though, because this is too much of a delay to even try to do that. And of course, if anybody has any opinions about any of my history rants, when I try to like explain most of these things, because I know a lot of people they believe like, oh no, this is this culture and this is this culture, and they have these, but it's literally the same story. And I don't, if people don't believe that, if they want me to go over all the connections, so you can kind of see it's obvious, it's like the same stories, and it's all leading to a specific person, which is the firstborn of like the combining of the American Negro and the Caribbean, whatever. So that, in my opinion, and that's coming from and I'll explain that if people want some smoke about any history rant, they can always get this smoke. Or if they want to tell me something, I'll listen and I'll see if it can make sense to me. And if it makes sense to me, I'll continue to use any information that makes sense that I don't really have, that I can always incorporate to continue to pass on and have a lot of people understand, you know, as they call the lost tribe. It's like not too many people could claim lost, but the American Negro, because we are the only group of people that have our names changed. Like my mother's birth certificate say colored, my birth certificate says black. Like African American wasn't even out when I was born. When I was born, they didn't even have that label for us yet. So it's like, all these labels for a group of people for what, and everybody else have the same label forever. No one is saying, like, when somebody saying they're from like Dominican Republic, they're not saying they're from the Dominican Republic, but now their name is Dominican something, or anything like Red Sonia, or so, like just changing the name completely. Like no one is saying that. We're the only group of people that like literally have to change our names, and and on top of that, identify with a place that we never have been, will go, or could survive in, because we don't have any connections to anyone that's going to come in, chaperone or guide us to survive on that landmass. So it's just like silly concepts when it comes to us. And it's just like we got to accept it, because it's like people making decisions that we not even voting on, saying, hey, I agree. No one is agreeing to any of this shit. They're just doing it. Like there's people that's agreeing to it that I don't even think is, the American Negro. It's like you have a bunch of different races just voting for us, and it's just like because they're Americans, everybody's just American. Like, and it's just like, yeah, but we have to stay here at the end. We don't get to go to the outskirts of the states and then take a foot outside of the country. We don't get to do Well, that's not our lives, you know. Some people could just slide to the left and slide to the right, and they'll be crisscrossed out of the country and leave us here to pick up all the dirt they done brought. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, um, yes. So thank you guys for commenting. I definitely want to look over. What's going on? Okay, I definitely want to look over the Aaliyah thing. When they was talking about Aaliyah in Beyonce's face. I don't know, you know, how they saying Beyonce. They coming, I believe Jaguar Wright or whatever, they coming at Beyonce, and I'm telling you, I told y'all that I don't know what she does. She came out with a whole album and you didn't even see her. Like, she came out with a whole album, you don't even see her. So it's just like she's just a product in a package. Like, she could literally be on tape and you don't even have to see the person. See what I'm saying? Like she's not even like the Beyonce is beyond the person at this point, where she's putting an album out and you ain't even seeing the bitch. Like, you ain't even seeing her. So like she's like she's like she's so high up in this in the pedestal that you don't have to see her, and she's over here selling an album like it's crazy. And you know, she's doing secret shows and stuff and saying don't tape it, like as if like it's not even her doing the show, probably. Probably like a stand in, and they don't want people to really zoom in and see, you know, whoever's doing these shows. George Soros, but yeah, but you know, people gotta understand that George Soros is not like a person. Like get the hints of the name George, that's automatically letting you know that this is a spin off of the biblical times that we're in, just off the guy name is George, right? And then we got Soros, because in Georgia they have Morehouse, they have all of these people that do these sororities that's a part of these private Soros, you know, like the Boule and things like that. So you got to understand that the spin name of George Soros is kind of like pointing at these scholar people in college that have these degrees, and that's where I'm getting the George Soros concept from. I don't think it's like some fat Spaniard guy. They always make this character. It's always this character, this face. But let's be honest, this George Soros situation is really these people that's marching in the streets, these people that's like, and then most of these people that's marching in the street is not even black, or it's like educated people. So it's the same spin on these sororities and these people that's doing like getting together with their Starbucks, saying, "Hey, we need to stop the gun. This we gotta do this and we gotta do that and we're gonna do this." Like these non-profit, you know, it's just it's like leave people the fuck alone. Leave people alone. Leave people alone at this point. We don't care about all the goddamn issues that everybody wants you to fucking understand in their world. It's like leave us alone with the issues. Like, oh, this is an issue. It's like the birth thing, like, oh, it's your body situation. So you got a bunch of weird like Indian, white, West, who knows who's out there with pickets saying, hey, you know, it's our body if we want to kill a kid or whatever. It's just our freaking body. Shut up and leave us, right? And it's just sometimes I feel like the group of women that's out there is at an age that they're not even having children anymore. Like they're at an age where it's like I don't even think you're in menopause, sis, or like you look like most of these women had children and they're not having any more children. They had their children, or you know, it's just like the group just doesn't seem like a bunch of young girls that's like, hey, let me do whatever I want with my body. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like a bunch of crazy older women that don't shake their underarms. That's like, oh, you know, let them kill them, and it's like their family business benefits off of it or something like that. Like, oh, it's a beneficial tax, right? Like, it seems like they're gonna lose money. It just seems like business women out there that is not even at the age of having fucking kids and is so concerned about the topic. So it's just like I gotta understand how much of a scam a lot of these issues, these marches, these oh, let's get a law in, but they can't fucking get Negroes money right. You know, they're make it right with Negroes. They can't make it right with Negroes for shit. But they want us to fucking care about so many issues. They want us to care about so many issues. But they can't get nothing right with us at all. For the Afro-American, you know, the All-American, you know, they can't get it right for us at all. It's just ridiculous at this point. They let us have what we can have, and they're very disgusting with the contracts at the end of the day. You know, if people can even get anything, and trust me, regular people not getting nothing. if you really think like, oh, I'm a regular person, I'm gonna do this, then good luck out there. I hope you find the wing that you need, or the you marry into, or because if you're a regular person, you're not. It's not happening in this lifetime. Just try to get a higher education as you can, or whatever you want to do, and get your job, because that's what they really have majority of these people here for. They just need you to be a worker, and they don't need everybody to be a superstar. They don't need everybody, and that's why they set groups for the entertainment. They just really need you to work and pay these taxes and give us this money. Let's get this money by tomorrow. But anyway, yeah. So I really don't have nothing else. I want to just look at the Aaliyah thing. I don't know. It's just they was just saying some weird stuff, and I was just like, I don't know. I guess most of these people I believe are like Aaliyah. I don't know if she was a girl. Like most of these people are like really tall. It's always the same. They always have the same look. A lot of these females look like they just don't. These females, just like Christian, they always have the same look where you don't even know if they were females. But I don't think that doesn't stop the fact that they in their community that they probably got rid of Aaliyah. Even if she was a girl or boy, when it doesn't stop the fact that they probably could have got rid of her and said, hey, she can't stay here or whatever. Or who knows what the situation was, but it definitely was something weird going on. Or they're hinting at it, and they're hinting at it where we don't understand that that's what they're hinting at. So what is the point of hinting at it if that's not like your lick? Like, oh, that's like, it seemed like they're like bragging, like that's my lick. Like I feel like a lot of people was acting guilty though. I think Genuine, one of them was acting. So that's what I'm saying. Sometimes I feel like they didn't really die, because it's always like a mystery of a lot. When it's like a fake death, it's always like 10 suspects, and it's like we're playing Clue, and it's like who did it? Because like Missy, Timbaland, and Genuine was acting weird, very weird when Aaliyah passed, and then it's like the Jay-Z Dame Dash, the whole movie of that they did. So I was just like, I don't get it. So why is there so many? Who did it? Who did it to her? I don't know. Beyonce. Who did it? And then I think it was somebody else too. R. Kelly. Somebody had even had R. Kelly in it in the rankings. So I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird times. Weird times. There's a lot of concepts. I can't find the video, but let me see. I could always try to Google it. Uh, okay, here we go. Okay. I'm waiting for it to load. It's not loading. Let me see. I don't think it's letting me put it backwards. Ugh. Yeah, it's not letting me put it backwards. I'm about to go look at that right now. Thank you. So it won't let me put it backwards. Let me see. I can screenshot it. I'm about to go look at. I can screenshot it and put it back on the mirror. Okay. So it's basically saying look at Aaliyah in the water on Rock the Boat. Then look at Beyonce in the water on Hold Up. Beyonce takes the dress off and comes out of it. I don't know. They're basically saying like Beyonce's face turns into what you call it. So let's see. Rock the Boat, right? Rock. The boat.
Once you meet with a TurboTax expert who will do your taxes for you, you're free to do not taxes. Life with kids can be messy. Once Upon a Farm keeps it clean where it matters most. Organic.
Okay. So I don't know what part they talking about when Aaliyah was in the water, but they not about to let me play this song because I ain't gonna. I don't think they gonna let me play this song. Okay. That was not. No. Where was she in the water though? I'm not gonna be able to play this whole song. Let me see. Okay. So this is the part Beyonce's in, right?
Closed my mouth.
There you go. Is that Aaliyah? You see what I'm saying?
I tried to change.
Is this Aaliyah right here?
Closed my mouth more. Tried to be soft, prettier.
Now, do you hear what she's saying? She's basically saying like all her flow. She's like, oh, I tried to be soft. I tried to be prettier. And mind you, Aaliyah is like a very like she's like 116, just like me, a January Capricorn on the 16th, and just like Aaliyah, and just like me, and just like what's her name? Sade. Sade the singer. Like we're very like girly kind of, so like I just feel like she's like trying to like describe like I wanted to be like more like that, like I wanted to be more soft, I wanted to be more girly. And then mind you, when she's cut, it's like kind of like you understand what I'm trying to say. So this is what people are trying to basically say, like the what she was saying, and then the part where they believe, like if you really look, they're trying to say like this is Aaliyah's face. And I'm trying to catch it where they're saying like literally it's like her face coming up.
I tried to change. Closed my.
See, I can't catch it. I don't know.
I tried to
So they're basically saying like at this part, her face starts to change.
change. I tried to change. Closed my mouth more. Tried to be soft, prettier, less awake.
I don't know.
I tried to change. Closed my mouth more. Tried to be soft, prettier, less awake. Fasted for 60 days. Wore white. Abstained from mirrors. Abstained from sex. Slowly did not speak another word. In that time, my hair I grew past my ankles.
So she basically saying like some ritual shit. Like she's saying like she did all this weird
Prettier,
stuff.
less awake. Fasted for 60 days. Wore white. Abstained from mirrors. Abstained from sex. Slowly did not speak another word. In that time, my hair I grew past my ankles. I slept on a mat on the floor. I swallowed a sword. levitated the basement, confessed my sins, and was baptized in a river. Got on my knees and said amen, and said I mean. I whipped my own back and asked for dominion at your feet. Threw myself into a volcano. I drank the blood and drank the wine. I sat alone and begged and bent at the waist for God. I crossed myself and thought, saw the devil. I grew thick in skin on my feet. I bathed in bleach and plugged my menses with pages from the holy book, but still inside me, coiled deep, was the need to know. Are you cheating? Are you cheating on me?
Okay. So I don't know what that had to do with the fucking Aaliyah, but it just sounded crazy as hell. Like she sounded that sounded like voodoo if I ain't never got this yet. And she is Creole. So anyway, yeah, so then let's look at Aaliyah. I don't know. Like they literally I don't know, like they saying like cheating. They tried to put it with Aaliyah. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know if he was like I don't know if that had anything to do with her. But yeah, let's see, rock the vote. I just know that obviously, like they're saying like some weird shit. Like at the very beginning.
Les Mills is in the gym on your car keys, attached to your car keys, but also in your pocket. Any ledge you can find. Les Mills is worth knowing. Now you work it out.
I don't know when did she go in the fucking water? Because I can't literally listen to the song because I know they're gonna turn it back. So I don't know. I just feel like this part when she was in the water, it just looks like the very beginning of Beyonce's video. Well, that's not gonna fucking work because she ain't gonna have my. I don't know when she gets in the water, but anyway, I'm not gonna be able to find that part. Yeah, but it just seems like the way how they did the video when she was in the water, it was very similar, and then it's about literally about I don't know, like some voodoo. It just seemed like she did some voodoo. Who knows? She saw the devil. She drank blood. I don't know what the fuck. She was just doing way too much. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find the part where she's in the water. Okay, here we go. So you see the similar what they people was talking about. I think she does it all the way towards the end too. Like this part right here. Like that's the part that people were referencing to, saying like she literally did like it's like Aaliyah was in the water, like it looked just like Aaliyah at this part, and I agree. I do agree. I believe at the very beginning of that song, that Beyonce knew exactly what she was doing and did some weird ass ritual in the song. So that was just weird. That was just very awkward. It was just I just feel like it was definitely connected. Something was weird about the song, like where they were bragging about it, like bragging, because all they do is mockery anyway. Okay, yeah. So anyway, you guys see, yeah, like you guys see what we mean, though. Like it literally looked just like the same person in the beginning, and people were literally saying like she put the image of Aaliyah in the video and then was doing all that seance. It was they said it was like some type of voodoo going on, which as I said, with the Creole background from Louisiana, that they do believe in doing like little roots and shit like that. They believe that they know how to do those kind of things. Okay. So yeah, very similar to Aaliyah's video. And what was being said in her video is what people were really like weirded out about. Like, whoa, that's weird, like. And you see how it says denial, like she's in denial, and
I tried to change.
it says denial, like in denial of
Closed my
what?
mouth more.
And they'll say, oh, like, but what does this got to do with cheating?
Tried to be soft.
They look exactly like what Aaliyah was doing.
Less awake.
Exactly what Aaliyah was doing. It's very weird. It's like she's looking at a girl dead. It's like she's looking at her dead,
Or white.
She did like this ritual. Now you see how she says she did. She fasted for 60 days. She stayed from white. She did all this shit.
Fasted for 60 days. Or white. Abstained from mirrors. Abstained from sex. Slowly did not speak another word. In that time, my hair I grew past my ankles. I slept on a mat on the floor. I swallowed a sword, levitated. The basement, confessed my sins and was baptized in a river. Got on my knees and said amen and said I mean. I whipped my own back and asked for dominion at your feet. I threw myself into a volcano. I drank the blood and drank the wine. I sat alone and begged and bent at the waist for God. I crossed myself in thought. I saw the devil. I grew thick in skin on my feet. I bathed in bleach and plugged my menses with pages from the holy book, but still inside me coiled deep of the need to know. Are you cheating on me? Are you cheating on me?
I don't know. Okay, so I just wanted to go over that because I just was like, that was so weird. So I see what the people were saying, and it's like literally all over TikTok. They like dogging Beyonce out, saying she on drugs and all this other stuff. But they all on some type of weird stuff because they wouldn't even be at the level they're at if they weren't with the people that give them the security of that kind of lifestyle, the life of the rich and famous. Like it doesn't, caviar and blah blah blah. Like it doesn't come with you being a regular person. That comes with you needing to like fish eggs too. Like they want you to eat some fish eggs, and they want you to do. They want you to be doing what they're doing. And you don't want to do what these people are doing. They're not even rich and famous. They're just crazy maniacs that have taken over and became whatever the F they want. Just like that show. Like they said they came from here to the West End, and then this is where they do, and you could be whoever the F you want to be. Like this is just the mentality that they have when they get here because we take it for granted. We're like, oh, this is what we do. And then they're coming from something that's like, look, I'm doing what I have to do, and I'm gonna be this big path, social path, entertain, and act like I'm just this great person that you just love, and you should give your money to, and you should work for, and you should start, believing that we're here and you're there, and this stupid ass simulation that they have created that you believe because in real life it looks like that. It looks like they are the more richer. It looks like this, but it's a simulation. It's a made up concept, and if you don't feed into it, it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep that storyline. It's hard to keep the show going. They're gonna have to cancel the show. They're gonna have to cancel this whole Truman Show, this show Truman Act, and you already know how to do that. You already starting to see people say save your money and this and that, like. And I got that slogan from like a very good friend. This person used to always say "save your money" and stuff like that. And I always felt like that was a good slogan. Some people are before their time. or whatever. But you save your money, and everything it should be do it yourself at this point. Like my cute little sweaters, like something I made a long time ago. Like, and then I do these like just whatever I feel like doing. We're and I've seen a lot of people doing that now. This is like a trend where people are like, "Oh, look what I've created," and it's like, great. Create something, get something cheap. We no longer need their brands and stuff. And if you do still like their brands, like I said, it's ways where you could get it super cheap. Recently, if you want, I can show y'all some of the bags that I got, and it's like literally so cute. And it's like literally, I'm always finding like the best prices. Like nowadays, people are starting to make the fake and the cheap, the fake stuff a little expensive, and I feel like if it's like more than $30 to $50, I'm not buying it. But it's a lot of places where you can find wholesale. Where if you like some of these styles, if you're looking for like a better, just a wear, nothing crazy, you can always find cheap options. Period. And I can show you some cheap options that I have. I have got a lot of things that's like mad cheap. That I bought that's like knockoff. This is one of them, and it's super cute. This right here. Ugh. I don't know. My other bags is in my other thing. Let me get that thing. Yes, like so. All of these bags is like $50, and they're like super cute. So like it's like why spend $5,000 on a bag where like literally like everything is there. The CC, everything like it's so cute, and it's like all the same. Like you literally can't tell the big difference for like $50. This is like the bucket from Marc Jacob. Like it's like literally the same, and like you can literally get the ones that's like in the store too. They got like the leather ones, but I just like this cute puffy one because it doesn't really matter. I don't care if it's like the ones from the store or not. I just get like the really cute ones. So I'm also like this. This is like $20, $20. This one was a little bit more expensive. It wasn't easy to get this replica Hermes bag. But this one was like two something. But I bought this a while ago, and I really wanted like a fake Hermes bag, and these go for like a lot of money. So paying like two something I think wasn't bad. But usually I try not to do more than $50. And also this Louis Vuitton bag. This as well. And it's like literally nice. It's like if I go get my real Louis Vuitton bag, it's like literally the same exact material, the same exact everything. So it's like literally I'm paying for that Louis Vuitton bag in there was like $1,600. With this one, I think I paid like $45. So, like just to show you that, and I'm not buying as many things anymore either. I like to buy a lot of stuff, and I was buying stuff expensively. So now that money could be saved and go towards things that, like, of ownership, more looking, of course, fix your name, credit, this and that, and then try to get, a little home so you don't be a renter anymore. Of course, try to own your car. You don't have to have an expensive car. I always feel like own simple things first. Try to become an ownership, or pay towards the ownership of something simple first, so that you know that you're gonna obtain and finally pay it off or something. And then also rent something if you want something. This is like a more expensive thing like that. It's like, okay, well, now I have that as well. Once you're establishing something more simple that you could have ownership of. So just to think more smarter going forward, especially American Negroes, because for some reason we tend to think that the small things like 500 here, 1,000 here, 200 here, like we can literally can't save it, and next thing you know it'll be like a couple thousand and you could do a lot of things. Or you save 200 and then you get 300-400 and it's like buy a pair of clippers, buy a pair of this. So now I'm doing it myself, my haircuts, I'm doing myself my this and that. And of course t-shirts and things like that where you could just invest in doing your own little stuff so you don't have to worry about not being stylish. So we're just going to be more resourceful, do-it-yourselfers. No matter what it is, do it yourself is always going to save you a whole lot of money, whether it's anything. Um, Cooking as well, trying not to go out to these restaurants and stuff. Most of these people, they're living a great lifestyle off of you spending your money so they could finance their nice lifestyle. So if you're not spending your money on expensive this and expensive that, and you're eating more in the house and you're being more strategic on what you're eating, like you don't have to buy the most expensive food. You can always be very strategic and have nice little days where you go out and buy a steak or something. But most of the days we're keeping it strategic and resourceful. Cost efficient. So just some tips and motivation. I'm always here for that, mainly for us to move forward as a people, as a group. We have to continue to give great tips and points. Not saying, look, don't buy none of this shit, but most of the time when I go to like Rainbows or something cheap, I'm spending like $30, $20, $29. So why not buy this for the same price? You understand what I'm saying? If I feel like it, or buy this. So I feel like if I'm gonna spend $20, $30 on a purse, I might as well get these little cute corny purses from specific people, because some people are asking for like $100, and it's like, bro, do you not know this shit is fake? Like, so it's like, calm down. But if you go to like people that ain't that thirsty for money, they're literally selling it for super cheap on TikTok and G-Gate. G-Gate tried to go to certain sellers. I don't really buy off of G-Gate, but if I do, I try to go off of some. I always try to look for certain pages that are buying these things, and I go off of what they already cop and they leave the links. So I kind of like am going to start doing that on my TikTok too. I'm going to do a lot of stuff on my TikTok. If you guys haven't followed my TikTok, please do. Let me put my TikTok up here because I am going to start going live on TikTok. I see that a lot of people be on your live. Like I've been on live on TikTok. What was that, on my birthday? And it was like 2,000 like people, 600 people in the chat, and I'm like literally not even really doing nothing. So I'm like, it's a lot of people that comes on TikTok. Like it's like a lot of traffic. Some people are hagglers, but that comes with a lot of traffic. But so I was like, since there's so much traffic on Tupac, I mean on Tupac, since there's so much traffic on TikTok, I'm gonna start trying to go live on TikTok. Not right now, but I will eventually start going live on TikTok. So and it will be like doing anything, the same topics here, like random rants or just whatever I'm doing at the time. Who knows? Yeah, but if you're not following me, just follow me on TikTok because I will be starting to go live there since it's a lot more traffic than YouTube. Because YouTube is like, once they start putting you on like low views, like you could never get out of low views. Like from yeah, so follow my TikTok. If you're not following, it's Candice Michelle Views, the same handle. Um, I changed my TikTok name to Candice Michelle Views because I'm gonna start going live on here as well. So I just want it to be easy for people to find me if I start going live often there. I will let people know. But anyway, yeah, so that's all I really had today. I plan on coming up here for Valentine's Day. I think I'm gonna do like a mum book. It's gonna be like just me probably eating and stuff and just talking to people if they up or whatever or they chilling. So I'm gonna do a mum buck live, hopefully on Valentine's Day. So just pop out and chill with me. I usually come up here on Valentine's Day. I don't know why, but I do. Maybe because I do like holidays and stuff. Like most of the time, it's like it just like motivates people to do something. Like I don't care about the holidays, but I do care about doing something with people. Like I always like to be like, well, if you're not doing something on the holidays, you should be wanting to do something. So it's always something to do. So I might just pop up because I'm getting dressed or like looking like dressing up, and it's like I might as well just come on as I do and do a mum bug. I'm gonna try to. So hopefully you'll pop out on Valentine's Day with me and talk to me live. So yeah, I don't know. That's all I really have, but yeah, like, share, and subscribe, guys. It was a nice time with y'all. I do be missing y'all. That's why I said let me come up here. I didn't really have nothing planned, but I did want to just talk about like the topics, like, a lot of little topics that, you know, just crazy stuff that happens in the Hollywood world. Yeah, and also I wanted to talk about the guy that was doing those videos on like I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk about that next time. I'm a little tired. So yeah, thank you for everybody that's being here. D talking about Beyonce is creepy. Yeah, she's like definitely creepy now. I don't know what kind of image she thinks she has at this point. I don't know if she thinks she's still mad cool, but she's definitely on creep mode with me too. Like it's just like where I don't know if she's even like the same Beyonce that originally was there. I think the original Beyonce could have been a boy, and then we got like all these other AI versions of these people that I think probably been have demise and became like wax figures in the Madame Museum in that museum and all kinds of stuff. Like I think that like they definitely have a lot of AI different versions of them. And they definitely played a role, and that's why they always like are hiding and stuff because they just don't look like even Kanye. He just looks so different. Like when did he get so chunky in the face and he just looks so weird and different. I don't know who these people are anymore. Maybe age is just taking over on them, but I thought black don't crack. So I don't know why all of them are looking so chunky in the face. Like it's like you could gain weight, but it just looked like they look like like a AI. Like it's like a machine and it's like a bigger like so they have to have like a bigger face and a bigger body because they're covering like this machinery. Like they always look a little bit solid, like a little bit fat. It's just like a hard way to describe it, but like a little bit like solid, like they may be a machine and then like skin on top of this machine. Like whatever the fuck a AI is, I don't know. Yeah, so what would I be eating on my mum I'm thinking seafood. I was thinking like crab legs and lobster tail like that, like a seafood. Uh, yeah, so if that's all, everybody, Jaguar Wright, uh, Mr. Cheddar said Jaguar Wright, Big Jennifer husband in Dream Girl when she was heavy. You said Jaguar Wright played Jennifer husband? Kelly Rowland, maybe Jennifer Hudson. I don't know. I know Jennifer Hudson is the sketchiest character in the world. Like that, her character is just a joke. Like she came in the game with the biggest boom, with the whole scandal of her whole family getting murdered by her baby father. Like, and of course it's all in the family because it's a fake. Like they gotta have it. Like you see what I'm saying? Just like why I say Regine may be dating her uncle, because it's always all in the family of how they move, because they're so snaky and schemy. Their stories is fake as hell. They be getting sent. I don't know what they be doing with these people. They could be executing them. They could be sending them back to. I don't know what they do with them, but we all understand that they all like are invaders. Period. They're all invaders. And so I'll be writing stuff on the shade room. I'm always commenting on the shade room, and I know that some people are sitting there and saying they don't like the fact that I'm like popping junk about the celebrities. Like most of the time when the celebrities are being displayed on the shade room, I'm always leaving a comment and saying like fake and saying that they're fake and this and that, or saying something mean to them. You know why? Because I feel like a celebrity doesn't get the right to only get good comments. Like they don't. I hate when people be like, "Oh, you're so negative" or whatever. It's not about being negative. It's about I don't have to like them. You know what I'm saying? Why everybody think you gotta like a celebrity? A celebrity is not there to be liked and praised only. They could also get some type of criticism. I get criticism all the time at my job. I can't fucking quit or say, "Oh, you're so negative." No, they expect me to get this criticism to improve my goddamn performance. So I'm just giving them the same stuff that I get hit with this systematic treatment at my job, and hit them with some constructive criticism. It's like, oh, don't do it. That's why I don't like none of you people. I not only can I do it, I am going to do it because that they deserve it. They deserve just as much as I get it. There's no difference. I got a complaint about their fucking service and their company and blah blah blah. And that's how I get treated about mine, and I'm gonna treat them that way about theirs. So all the stuff that I say about them, all the nitpicking I do, I know it's because anything that they say or they do is because they're being told this by a group, a study group of people that think this is what Negroes want to hear. And it's insulting at this point to continue to think a Negro like me is going to continue to feed into the bullshit assimilation so they can continue being rich people living these lives and this and that when it's all fake, written up, this and that. It's just a bunch of paperwork. Bunch of paperwork. They're rich on paperwork. So they need to take the paper, rip it, shred it up, and move along to wherever the fuck they feel like going. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm done. My rant is done. I'm gonna try to come back on Valentine's Day, which I think is in 2 weeks. So whoever wants to pop out and talk and chill, you can pop out. I was drinking a little bit of wine, so I'm definitely probably gonna be having some wine and definitely do a little mumbo just to have a little bit of fun. And also just I'm gonna be talking about anything, any topics that come up. I'm pretty sure a bunch of crap is gonna come up. I didn't predict anything because it's like how much more could you predict? We're like in the future right now, and like I said, it's like going to be weird going forward where there is going to be threats and stuff because if people are going to do what I'm suggesting, it's going to be a lot of people out of the luxury of the idiot Negro careless spending. There's going to be a lot of people that's going to lose out on it. So hopefully we stick to that because no matter what, they're going to do whatever they want. Voting and stuff is not really going to help. What reparations? Yes, I would take reparations, but from what they're saying, they want you to sign. They want you to sign something to say, "Hey, you were a slave." So they're basically going to sign your rights away for some money. So it's kind of like selling out. I don't know who wants to do that, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. But preferably, I don't want to settle for money or settle in a lawsuit or a contract or sign anything. I want rights to be restored. I want laws to be established. Just the way they win by the rights and the laws. They don't. That's longevity for them. So I kind of want the rights and the laws to happen back for us, so the longevity could be back to the way how it was from the beginning. We want to just change that back instead of just taking a quick payout and selling out and saying, "Hey, let me sign this, sign my Johnny Hancock, and bye bye to my life and my rights for three more generations, another cycle of this jubilee of these contracts that they keep putting the American Negro under because we keep realizing that we're being used and abused and we want better this, better that, and then that's when they income the immigrants here that works for free and for $10. Like, bring them in. If you don't want to work, we got these people. We got some machines popping, and trust me, the machines ain't gonna work because we ain't gonna let the machines take over. So everything gonna be free 99 then, So go ahead and do that. But it's gonna have to be a weird humanity against cheap labor in AI labor is going to have to be some type of issue because that working and that's your livelihood. So it's going to have to be some type of tug of war over the degradation of the jobs and the more machine power and the backup of the migrants and the immigrants that's going to be willing to work for just about whatever they think is okay because they're just new coming in. The business that means you get rid of the people that had the raises, and it's like, oh, I can just bring these new people in. They start at the starting salary is the same kind of concept of the reset. So anyway, yeah. So like, share, subscribe. Enjoy the rest of you guys Sunday. And I'll be back on Valentine's Day. Okay. Good night.